Hello YouTube. Been a while, I know. I don't even know where to begin with this. Okay, so I'll get it out of the way to start with. Shipwrecked boat, still a shipwrecked boat. Um, the next video for that just didn't end up coming because various different reasons. At the minute, it's like there's always one thing missing. Either it's the internet, it's electricity, just something missing all the time. Currently, currently it's everything. Actually, I can charge my phone at the minute, so that's good. But anyway, shipwrecked boat, still a shipwrecked boat. It's probably always going to be a shipwrecked boat. I'm going to get a fine. It is what it is. I lost the boat. Give me an hard time about it if you want. It's done. That said, that was months ago, so things have obviously happened since then. Some of you might have seen a few little shorts that I put on to YouTube. I was then in the shipyard on this Ecume de Mer, which I am rapidly learning is very small compared to the other boat. I feel like in the summer it's not such a bad thing. In the winter, it feels like a bit of a struggle. I'm actually sat on the table at the minute. I'm trying to tidy up. The plan was to get the boat, go back. The plan in getting this boat was, while I had the other boat, it was going to be a little project, see if I could make some money off it. And where it was in the shipyard, there is a free dock, which I currently am tied on to now. But I didn't want to come here because it's dangerous and scary, and the plan was I could have brought my boat, taken all the valuables off, done the work on the other boat, this boat, and then, yeah, it's confusing, left my boat that ended up on the rocks here on the dock and stayed safely in the shipyard. But you know, this was all in hindsight. I thought we'd have found work by now. If we didn't find any work, I thought the money that, you know, this is the problem. This is why there's not been an update for a while, because we worry about what people are going to think. Well, I need to stop that. Like, I lost my job. I needed to find some work, but I had nothing. So yeah, applied for the dole, if you like. Thought that would have sorted out eventually. I just thought something would sort out, but it didn't. It still hasn't. So anyway, all of that don't matter now. I was in the shipyard, and they didn't really want me there. The minute I arrived there, they actually called the guy who gave me the boat and was like, "Who's this guy squatting on a boat? You can't stay here, blah blah blah." I did manage to stay there for a fair few months, and I got kicked out. So they actually kicked me out sneakily. They were like, "You just can't stay here on the land. We need the land space. If you get the boat ready to go in the water, you can stay." And they said the name of the number of the spot. I went and looked. There was a gap there. I thought it was legit. Rushed around trying to source parts to get the boat back in the water. And then one morning they completely lost their patience. The guy started shouting at me on my way to the toilet block saying, "In the water now!" But "Le matin!" in French. Press that. I don't know any more French because he's been shouting at me for weeks. But yeah, in the water now, and I'm like, I could just go to the toilet. By the time I got to the toilet, they had the boat attached to the crane, like harness on, and I'm like, whoa, there's no taps in the bottom. I had to caulk the bottom. Hopefully I've done enough since that's now okay. But then they lifted the boat up, didn't even give me a chance to anti-foul where the boat had been on the stilts, just completely didn't care. The younger one as well was just at me with a full-on attitude. He was like, "You have 1 hour." And I'm looking at him like, you can, like, and I'm like, well, it'll take as long as it takes, because all of the stuff was off, well, a lot of the stuff was off the boat, just all over the dock, not the dock, but the land, the floor underneath. And like, you need to clean the garden, they was calling it, I think, a bad translation, clean the garden. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna, but, you know, I've just woke up, I weren't expecting this was happening right now. You have 1 hour. And I'm like, well, it'll take as long as it takes, like, I'll do it as quick as I can. Insisted on watching me for an hour, I couldn't even get away. So, anyway, managed to just get a cork in the bottom, well, 2 corks in the bottom, and then they put me in the water, lifted it up, put it in, and one of the engine cooling one, you know, again, something you'd normally check, but that much of a rush, it's hit the water and that's just water's coming in the boat. But the engine door was on, so water started, and I'm like telling them, like, water, loo, and they just, one's actually come sat on the boat in the cockpit, and they're both ignoring me. Like, surely when that happens, lift straight back out rather than just let water come in. They're just, honestly, I won't swear, but yeah, not a good experience. Anyway, managed to find that, sorted that, and then they just left me and was like, oh, we're going for lunch, see you in 2 hours. I'm like, okay. Come back, and then they was like, right, go. And I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute, listen, no, you need to leave. And I'm like, well, the guy said, and the guy who said it, the little man with that man, he nowhere to be seen while it's going on. And there'll be much more comes of this when the episodes come on, obviously, because this weren't the first, like, little to and from I'd had with them. But yeah, he was nowhere to be seen while this was kicking off. And then I was like, the engine didn't work, and they was like, well, we'll tow you around onto the wall. I really don't want to go around onto that wall. And basically in the end, it was like, well, one of 2 choices, either we tow you around onto that wall, or you, as in me, I'm not allowed to stay in the shipyard. So, I don't know, we went with this option, coming around onto the wall, because where else was I going to go? It was the night before New Year's Eve, so not ideal. Anyway, the plan since has been how we can get off the wall, to be honest. However, we have kind of cracked surviving. Some authorities keep coming telling me I can't stay at this part, it's forbidden, and then there was also telling me it's too dangerous, and again, more will come up, but it is, I'm not exaggerating that. Like, yeah, people are having fires, like, next to the boat on the night time and stuff. It's not good. So the plan was then to, you know, start work on the engine, and I was going to record a daily update of what was going on, because it's going to be a while until I can upload any episodes, because now I'm just tied next to a random piece of wall. I don't have shore power anymore, so I can't charge a laptop. And then I got hit with whatever this flu has been, so I'm celebrating a little bit today, just being able to move again. Like, I've been having a fairly big tidy up. For 7 days, I have never known anything like it. I remember having COVID, and I had 1 day where I felt pretty bad. This was worse than that, but for like 7 days, it's been. Yesterday I had like 3 coats on, a dressing gown. I don't know why I've got a dressing gown. It's a good job I do at that point. And the cover, I just couldn't get warm. It was horrible. And I had to go out and find some food. So I'm laid here at like 7:30 thinking, I don't wanna. And then I'm like, I'm gonna have to, and it's windy. So I go out, find some food, on my way back, walking along the pavement, boom, before I know it, I've fallen through the ground. The drain hole cover must have been like, I thought it's, as I've stood on it, it's gone in. My leg's somehow gone up the other side, and I'm stuck in this. And I, honestly, like, how does this happen to me? I didn't even want to come outside, and I'm ill, and now I'm in the drain. Why? Like, give me a break. But today is a slightly better day, but I have realised I've run out of internet, which is a problem. I'm going to see if I can get this video on at the supermarket Wi-Fi, because the post office Wi-Fi is a little rubbish. If I can get on, I will likely start to record a daily vlog of getting out of here, because I've got to get to Montpellier. Because, and there will be an episode about this money disaster at some point, along with episodes of other things. This is probably a jumble. I don't know. I need to get back into practice. But why have I just turned around like I was going to go get something? Anyway, I need to get to Montpellier, because if I can get to Montpellier by the end of the month, I can start French school on the 27th, and then I will have an income of around €750 per month. Better yet, if I can find a way to do it, they will provide my accommodation. So I know people are going to be like, get a job, you need to get a job. This is a no-brainer, like, without a doubt, a better option. It's 5 months, and at the end of it, I'll be able to speak French. I'll have earned as much as if I was working for the months anyway. And yeah, okay, the accommodation side of it, usually I wouldn't necessarily go live in an apartment for 5 months, but to be honest, I don't need to prove to anyone I can survive on a boat in the cold, because I've done it the last 5 winters, I think. Is it 5? I think so. Oh, there's a boat. Oh, come this way. Maybe we can find a boat to tow me around the corner if he comes close. Sorry, distracted. But yeah, no brainer. It's a better solution, like. But the problem is, we've gotten that far into trouble. How do we now, to go do something? It's having the money to go do it. Like, they'll pay, I think, up to €900 a month accommodation. We don't have, but you know, with receipts, yeah. So I need to find a solution to all of this. As much as I'd love to sit here next to this weird wall forever. Oh, he's come turned there and going back that way. I'm trying to find a boat to take me around the corner. I've asked about 6 different ones, and one's just coming really close, but I was recording. Anyway, I haven't covered half of the stuff I probably needed to cover, but let's see if I can get this video on and go from there. But still alive, so still on the boat. It hasn't sank, touch wood, yet. So I guess we should be celebrating being back on the water. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.